Hello everyone. This is Yana Smakula. Welcome back to my channel. It has been a while. I wanted to do more videos in February and I had planned to film a bunch, but I actually got sick and well, I got back from Frankfurt almost 2 weeks ago, but I have been so sick. I literally stayed in bed and slept for most of the time. I'm back to my craft room for the very first day today. I needed to do some testing. I needed to test some dies for a collection that I have upcoming with Spellbinders in summer. I think in summer. It's a Christmas collection. Can't show you any of the products that I tested, obviously, because we haven't yet produced them, so that would be too much of a sneak peek. But anyhow, today's video is not really about that. Ever since I got back from Frankfurt, I was so weak, I literally didn't even have the strength or the energy to organize the stuff that I brought back with me. And the stuff that I did bring back with me was a lot of Spellbinders, mainly the Spellbinders cardstock, the new Color Essential cardstock. I'm sure you guys have all already seen the new cardstock. I did post a reel from Frankfurt, from the show, showing the new colors of cardstock. I'm not sure if you've seen that one or not, but I did sound very sick in that reel. Anyhow, today I finally got to my craft room and I decided that it is time to organize and, get my supplies in order. So I went ahead and I started swatching the new cardstock. So this is what my swatch ring looks like. It's a little bit different from yours or from the swatch things you probably have seen online because I didn't die cut all the pieces as they were intended. I didn't use all the pieces as intended. I cheated a little bit to make it simpler and faster for myself. So let me go ahead and open the Spellbinders catalog. We need to go to the very last page here and we can take a look at the ColorWheel Swatch Party Collection. So this is what it looks like. I love the new swatch color wheel product. And this is what I have here for swatching my Spellbinders cardstock. Obviously, you can use this to swatch any other product, any other cardstock by any other brand. Totally up to you, how you want to use these. But these are intended for, for swatches. And by the way, you can use these not just for swatching cardstock. You can, swatch inks or swatch watercolors or pencils or, other things. So the main die set is the color swatch petal. Here I have mine. It's a 3-piece die set. And the idea is that you cut this piece from white cardstock, and then you cut this from colored cardstock and you add it on top here, and then you cut this from black or a contrasting color. So then you have a petal that looks like this. Here at the bottom, you would then have white space where you could stamp the name of the cardstock if you're using, if you're stamping the Spellbinders, or you can just write that using a pen. So this is why you would need to cut this main sort of like a backer petal from white cardstock so that you could actually do the stamping. And there is a stamp set available. It's called Color Swatch Names. You can stamp all of the names of the Spellbinders cardstock. I did not need to do that because my friends from Spellbinders were kind enough to give me the stickers to put on the back of the cardstock. So I just cut the petals from colored cardstock. I added the black little thingy at the top for some contrast, and I just added the stickers from the back. So these are the new 48 colors of cardstock. Fabulous colors. I did take a quick look, a quick peek, and I compared some to the previous cardstock from Spellbinders, and some are similar, some are the same. So in this video, I kind of wanted to walk you through the old Spellbinders cardstock and the new Spellbinders cardstock and tell you, which colors are the same and which colors are different. I will say that even though the old colors might look the same as the new colors, the old cardstock has a little bit more texture and it doesn't foil as well as the new cardstock is supposed to. So I have not tested foiling on the new cardstock, but according to Spellbinders, this new cardstock, it comes from a different mill. The new cardstock is very smooth. It works fabulously for die cutting. It works beautifully for embossing, for 3D embossing and regular 2D embossing with embossing folders. And it works really well for foiling. So you have three things that you can use this paper for. So even though some colors are the same, you'll see that some colors are actually identical. The texture of the cardstock is slightly different. So if foiling is important for you, the new cardstock is going to be much smoother and will work for foiling much better than the old cardstock. I'm yet to test this, but this is the information, the official info from Spellbinders. While I have my catalog here, let me quickly walk you through the other products in this collection. So we have also the color swatch wheel. It's a fun product. Here I have it. So you can use this product to create sort of like little color combinations for yourself. You know, if you want to do, some color combos, like little petals you can come back to and easily, use the colors. So that's what you can use this for. I have not used it yet, but maybe I will use it in the future. And then also in this collection, we have the book rings. I do have some here. Here they are. So we have a bunch. We have 12 rings in 4 different colors. I have some colors here. So I have the bronze, the gold, the black, and then the white. I don't have a full pack. I just have a sample here, but you can get an idea. And so these basically are for you to create your little swatches. So the new Color Essential cardstock from Spellbinders is available in different sizes. There is 8.5 by 11, so the standard size that was available before. There is the 12 by 12 size if you are a scrapbooker, or if you just happen to like larger cardstock. Maybe you like to make envelopes, colored envelopes. That works well for that. There are assortment packs available, so if you'd like to get your hands on the assortment pack and see all the different colors without having to buy individual colors, you can definitely purchase the assortment. There are different assortment packs. So there's the full 48 assortment of 8.5 by 11. And then there's also the assortment with the 12 by 12 sheets. There are also, I know that this cardstock is also available in an A4 format, which is the European format. So if you are in the UK or in Europe and you prefer your cardstock in that other format, you have that option. There's the rainbow hues assortment. So they're just 20 different sheets in 8.5 by 11. And then there's rainbow hues assortment in the 12 by 12 size. And there are other assorted packs available on the website. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cardstock colors and see which colors are the same and which are totally new. First, we have Poppy cardstock, and this does look like it's the same as the Poppy Field. So the previous one was called Poppy Field. The new version is called Poppy, and these two look the same to me. But like I said, there is difference in the smoothness of the cardstock. Next up, Pomegranate, and this one is the same as the previous. So this is the new, and then here is my folder with the old. And you can see these are identical, I think. Yeah, I tilted in the light, and it does look identical to the previous cardstock. The next new color is Cranberry, and Spellbinders didn't have this color before, or at least this name. Spellbinders did have Phone Booth. This cardstock has been long discontinued, and while it looks a little bit similar, you guys can tell that this is a different color. So we have a new color called Cranberry. Next, we have Blush. While it is kind of similar to the Pink Sand, you guys can see that this is a completely different new color. The Pink Sand is actually also similar to Tutu, but I think Tutu is also brand new. We'll get to that in just a minute. Next up, Tutu is kind of similar to the Fruit Punch, but you guys can see that this is a completely different color, a much lighter one. Next up, we have Dahlia, and Dahlia is the same as the previous Dahlia, and even the name is the same. Here you can see the two colors side by side. Next up is Wild Berry, and I can't tell you if this is the same or different compared to the old Wild Berry, because as you guys can see, my Wild Berry folder is empty. I don't have any of the old Wild Berry cardstock left, so I cannot compare. Next up is Merlot, and it is kind of similar to Crimson, which is this color, but it's a little bit darker. And kind of similar to Mahogany, you can see that it's actually much lighter. Next one is Chiffon, and I wanted to say that it is kind of similar to Barely Peach, but I pulled out my Barely Peach cardstock, and you guys can see that it is a totally different color. So this is a brand new chiffon, very beautiful. Next up is Bellini, and this is a brand new color. We did not have anything like this before, and I think this is very beautiful. Next, we have a beautiful peach coral color. We didn't have anything like this before, so there's nothing to compare this to. Next is Sicily, also a brand new color. Stunning. Next, we have Carrot, and Carrot is kind of in between the old persimmon color. Here are these two side by side, and the old tangerine color. So it's not like persimmon and it's not like tangerine. It's a different color. Next, we have Terracotta, and this color is once again not the same as tangerine and not the same as persimmon. It is a brand new color. Also beautiful. Next up is Absolutely Delicious Cinnamon. This is brand new, so we have nothing to compare this to. Next is Beeswax, and we have had this name before. And as you guys can see, the colors are the same. I'm actually starting to notice a pattern. Maybe if the name is the same, that means the color is the same. What do you think? I think that kind of holds true. So we'll have to see. Next up is Saffron. And once again, we have had this color before. And it looks, I don't know, it doesn't actually look the same. It looks slightly different. So maybe my theory is not correct. What do you think? So the next color is Tuscan, and we have had this color before. Here I have some, I still have some sheets in my stash, but as you guys can tell, these two colors are completely different. Well, maybe not completely, but they are different, so not the same. The new one is brighter and a little bit lighter. I feel like there's, I don't know, like less gray in here. Kind of like this one more. Next up, we have Peridot. I never know how to pronounce this one correctly. I was watching Suzanne Hugh this morning, and I think that's how she pronounced it, Peridot. So this is the new color. Here I have the old Spellbinders Peridot color, and as you guys can tell, these are again different. The old one was a little bit more darker, maybe darker green, while the new one is slightly lighter green. Both are fabulous, but yeah, so this is the new, this is the old. Next up is Rainforest. So this is the new Rainforest color. There used to be Rainforest in the old Spellbinders cardstock collection. As you guys can tell, I have none of that left, so I cannot compare these two colors. Sorry. Next up is Fern cardstock. So this is the new cardstock. There used to be the Fern in the previous cardstock collection. Here are the two side by side. So this is the old, this is the new. Very different colors. I kind of like the old one better. I don't know. What about you guys? Tell me what you think. Next up is Mint. This is the new beautiful color. We have not had this color in the past, so I'm glad to see this wonderful addition to the collection. Next up is the Seaside cardstock. This is stunning color. I think this is going to be my favorite. This is actually kind of similar to the Simon Says Stamp Sea Glass. Not identical, I mean, different, but very similar to the Simon Says Stamp Sea Glass, and I quite like this color. I don't think Spellbinders had this color in the past, at least not that I can recall, and the closest that, you know, that we can find is this one, which is the, give me a minute, it's the Spellbinders Waterfall. But I think there is a waterfall color coming, so we'll take a look at that in a minute. So this is the new Seaside. So here we go. This is the new waterfall cardstock. Very beautiful. And then this is the old waterfall. You can see how drastically different these two are. This one's a lot more blue. This one's a lot more green. Next, we have teal topaz. And oh my goodness, this used to be one of my favorite colors. Here's the old teal topaz. And you can see that these are kind of similar. There's a little bit of a difference, like a barely noticeable difference in color. So beautiful, beautiful color. I'm glad to see this color in the Color Essential cardstock. Next, we have blue spruce. So this is the new cardstock. And the name might be familiar because there used to be blue spruce in the previous collection. As you can see, these are drastically different colors. A lot more green, a lot more blue. Next up is Breeze. We did not have anything like this in the past, so I'm excited to see this new addition to the collection. This is also a new color called Malibu. We've not had this shade of blue before. Very beautiful. Next one is Oceanside. We've not had this color before. I'm very excited for this color because, well, it's dark. It's dark blue, greenish, sort of. And you guys know me. I love dark colors. So this is probably going to be my favorite new background color for cards. Next up is Windy. Windy reminds me of Glacier. I don't have any of the Glacier cardstock left because I think that one was the first one to be sold out. So unfortunately, I cannot compare the two. And I do think that they're slightly different, but it does seem similar to the Spellbinders Glacier. Next up is a new color, Cascade. So this is the new one. It kind of reminds me of the Spellbinders Raindrop. Here is the Raindrop. This is the Cascade. You can see the two side by side. Not 100% match, but these are similar. Next up is Celestial. I wanted to say that it compares to the Spellbinders Partly Cloudy, but it actually is very different from the Partly Cloudy. It has a lot more or a lot less gray. It's a beautiful, sort of like a neutral blue color. Next up is Cosmic Sky. We have had Cosmic Sky in the past. Here are the two side by side. So this is the new Cosmic Sky. This is the old Cosmic Sky. Very similar, but there are differences between the two colors. Next up is another one of my favorite colors. This is Indigo. This, again, might sound familiar because there used to be an indigo in the Spellbinders previous cardstock collection. So this is the new indigo, and then this is the old indigo. Very similar, but there are slight differences in color. Next up is Fairy Tale. This is a very, very pale purple. I forgot the name. Pale purple color. We've not had this color before. Very beautiful. I'm excited to see how this one pairs up with the other colors from the new collection. Next up is the lavender color. This one looks probably most similar to the Spellbinders Purple Mist. But as you can see, these are very different colors. This is the Purple Mist has a lot more blue and the lavender has a lot more red. Next, we have Lilac, and this one is most similar to the Lilac Blossom, but the two are different. This one is a little bit more red and this one's a little bit more blue. Next up is Orchid. We have not had this color before, so this is a brand new addition to the color family. Very beautiful, sort of like a purpley pink color. Next is a Mulberry. Again, this one is new. We've not had this color before. Next up is Violet. This is also, I think, a new color. Beautiful addition to the Mulberry and the Orchid. Next up is Alabaster. This name might sound familiar because we have had Alabaster color before. Here are the two side by side, and I can't tell. It's very hard to tell if these are different or the same. I kind of want to say that these are identical, but I don't know. I'll have to look at these in the daylight because it's already dark outside and I'm using artificial light for filming this video. So I would need to check these tomorrow in the daylight to be able to tell you exactly if these are the same or different, but they do look 99% the same. Next up is Fawn. This is a new color. We have not had this sort of peach brown color before. Very beautiful. Next is Acorn. This is also a new shade of brown. We've not had this color in the past. Next up is Truffle. I thought it would be kind of similar to the Spellbinders Latte, but as you can see, Latte is a lot lighter. In fact, Latte is more similar to the Acorn, but still kind of different, so not a 100% match. Next, we have Fog. So this is the new Fog. There used to be a Spellbinders Fog in the past, but as you guys can see, these are different. I used to really like the Fog color. I think this one's nice too, but I like this one more. Or I think, like, looking at these now, I will say that I like this one more because this one was or is a colder gray, while this one feels like a warmer gray color. Next up, we have Anchor. We've not had this color before. I wanted to say that it's kind of similar to Graphite, but as you can see, Anchor is a lot lighter and Graphite was a lot darker. We're almost done, guys. Next, we have Raven, which is black, and this black is pretty much identical to the previous black that we had. Although I will say that my personal favorite black is still the brushed black cardstock. It's the one with that beautiful shimmer. And then the last, but certainly not least, is the classic white. I don't have the previous Spellbinders white cardstock, so I cannot compare these two, but this does look like a beautiful white color. I do have Nina Solar White here, so you can see these two side by side. They look pretty much the same, kind of like the same shade of white, I would say, but the thickness is definitely different here. I hope you enjoyed my look at the new Spellbinders Color Essential cardstock. You can find links to all the products I mentioned in this video in the video description below. Thanks so much for joining me today and spending your time with me. I hope to be back soon with a card making video. Love you guys. See you next time. Bye.